Hello, everybody, and welcome to February the 4th. And as promised, February is free website audit month. I committed myself to doing one free website audit a day, forgetting that there are Saturdays and Sundays in the month. But anyway, here I am. So today I have quite a treat for you. I have a website to audit that I really think is very, very good. Hang on, I'm just trying to find the present. A shared screen and window and here. So this is a website called Soulful Hikes. And what I really love about the way it's been set up is this is hikes around Sydney. Take a wander and discover the wholesome tranquility that lies at your fingertips in Sydney's spectacular backyard. And she's absolutely, I know it's a lady that contacted me about this, but I don't know whether it's a he or she or a group that does this. But anyway, this is a really smart way to brand what you do. Like, I come from Sydney. I was born in Sydney. I spent the first 20 odd years of my life in Sydney. Moved up here about 20, or more than that. So I moved up here 24 years ago, and I'm now 60. So I spent sort of like 40 years in Sydney. And 7 years before that out in the Hawkesbury, which we still classify as Sydney. And yes, they're absolutely spot on. Sydney, so you've got Sydney Harbour, for those of you who are not Australians. You've got this absolutely stunning harbour. Sydney is also on the edge of the Pacific Ocean. So you've got the Pacific Ocean on one side. It is a big harbour, hence the name. So you've got the big harbour, and it is a big harbour. And so you've got all the harbour foreshores, and then of course you've got the coastline, the north and south coastline of northern suburbs of Sydney and the southern suburbs of Sydney, and so the more inner west and more eastern suburbs of Sydney, I should say. So what they've done, what the New South Wales government, probably part of the federal government, did, is they've maintained all of the foreshore, most of the foreshore on the ocean, and all of the foreshore around the harbour as parks. And literally there is some wonderful, wonderful walks. In addition to that, and I don't quite know whether these hikes go out into more of the areas surrounding Sydney, but it's not just the harbour and the ocean that have wonderful walks around it. Sydney is a spectacularly beautiful place. Lots of green areas, lots of big parkland areas. You've got Centennial Park that's in sort of like in the middle of Sydney. It's got some wonderful walking areas. Mind you, I'm totally biased. I love Sydney over Melbourne any day. But what I really like about this website is that instead of just saying, yeah, there's hikes around Sydney and you can go here and you can go here and go here, they've come up with We Feed Your Soul and Soulful Hikes. And they've carried that feeling and that narrative through what looks to be most of their business. Congratulations, great job. Too often we get really boring about what we call our websites and what we call our businesses. I love this. So We Feed Your Soul. So they've not only taken it into the name, but they've taken it into the soul and the energy of the business. And that's coming across on this website really, really strongly. If you've listened to any of my other commentary this month, I am a Reiki healer and an intuitive psychic as well. In fact, in half an hour's time, I'm going off to do my normal Sunday readings live via YouTube. So I read always the energy that comes off a website, and there's great energy coming off this. Recharge, explore your backyard, fast booking, fully insured. That's the sort of normal stuff. But I mean, look at the happiness coming here off this group of ladies. The kid-friendly hikes. They're smiling. They're happy. We've got people doing yoga. Yoga, and so for the energy coming off that. You've got a group of corporate hikers, mental hikers. Lovely job. Really, really lovely job. So what is this built on? My guess is WordPress, but I could be wrong. So it's got Google Analytics, Google Site Tag, it's WordPress. Google Tag Manager, it's got Yoast plugin, which is SEO, well done. It's built on Elementor. Elementor is a page builder. It's also got Elementor Pro. Really, Elementor is fabulous. You get a lot of comments about WordPress being too hard. A lot of coding in it. That is gone by the by. Elemental's been out now probably close on 10 years, and it takes all of that out. A complete novice can go into the back end of a WordPress website with Elemental sitting on it, and within a matter of minutes be up and creating pages. In fact, I have done that quite regularly with VAs that I've had working for me. I've said, you know Elemental? No, they've said, right, give us 5 minutes. Instagram feed, all the usual stuff. I'm looking to see what sort of email program's sitting on it. Google Maps, that makes sense considering this topic. I can't actually see a email program that's added. It's hosted by Synergy Wholesale, one of the big people in Australia. Copyright year 2021. I don't know why it's using that copyright, because normally we just code it. Yes, okay, so that needs changing. That's now, God forbid, 3 years ago. Normally we just code that in. There's just a tiny little snippet of code that we just add down there, and it automatically updates it every year. I'm surprised it's made by Snippets Development. I'm surprised that's the way they've done it. If they're using a plugin for that, just that copyright, then that's one plugin too many. So yeah, any contact with Feed Your Soul. I love this. They've thought very carefully too about not just, this is just a person walking. It's how many different niche markets can we get here? We can get a group of women together. We can get families. We can get foodies. We can get health and wellness. We can get those who want experiences. We can get the corporate groups. The only thing I would say is that the trouble when you've got a lot of background images is it's very hard to get the text that works for every background image. So either you put a different color text and you play around with that. I'm just getting the mobile up. What's it like on that? Yeah, it's slightly better on mobile, still problematic. So 2 ways of doing that. You either get make the text a different color, play around with the colors, thinking just off the top of my head, probably like a gray might work across most of these. Or another trick you can do, depending on what the code is behind this section. If it's Elemental, usually it's a text box sitting on top of an image. So you put a slight colouring on the back of the text box. I'll often use a grey or a black, but then I'll pull down the transparency of it so that it's just blocking out the image bit that's sitting behind it, and your words become quite more obvious. Because it's a shame, because this is really calling out different groups very well, but it's losing some of its impact. Soulful hikes, what we offer: just hikes, corporate hikes, private hikes, women only, nice, gourmet, wellness, good, really good. About Feed Your Soul, so they keep carrying on this soulful stuff through, really well done. Nice testimonials, well done, coming off Facebook, obviously. Putting in real people's images in there, again, good. People can relate because it's a real person. Latest updates. Okay, so here's where I usually hack what. If you ever see Sally Smith signing up for something, that's my testing name. That's where I know. That's how come I know when. That's how I know when I've used to sign up. Form was sent successfully. It doesn't tell me. Normally it tells me. Normally it tells me where claim hasn't immediately come through, but that's not uncommon. Acknowledging the First Nations people, yes, that's good. I'd be inclined to put that on the footer. Yeah, I don't know whether you're doing a double. You might be doing a double footer here. Just so long as that's on every page. Generally, I tend to put that down here below. I doubt this is a double footer because we've already got 1, 2 there. But anyway, but that's our normal. That's our normal way we do that in Australia. Got questions? Contact us. No chat widget. I usually like a Facebook chat, messenger chat widget on here. A lot of people don't want to call anymore. They don't want to email. I tend to like a chat widget. Payment buttons, just twice, kids friendly. I really like the way this has been set out. Privacy policy, terms and conditions. Where's your security? Where's your terms and conditions, safety, refunds and private hikes? Refunds and returns is the only thing I'm not seeing on there, and that's generally something we want. Nice lot of white space, nice lot of use of colours. Let's have a look on mobile. We know that 90% of your visitors are going to be looking on mobile. That works well. That works well. It's been optimized nicely for mobile. So we've got the same issue with the text on these images. I probably decrease that space a little more. Decrease that space a little. I'm really nitpicking here. Want to receive latest updates. Soulful Heights acknowledges. Got questions. Nice. Well done. What's the about us? So I'm really struggling to find problems with this site, which is really great. We feed your soul. Hikes are normally 2 to 3 hours long. Cover 5 to 10. The only thing I probably would see added in here, it's also because you want to be inclusive. I am disabled, so I normally, when I'm looking at things like this, I normally look for some indication of what ability level a person would need to do your hikes. You'll see it on a lot of the tourism sites. This is medium gradients or heavy gradients or lots of steps or not recommended for wheelchairs. Is there hikes you can do that are wheelchair enabled? That's probably one of the few things you're saying on here. 2 to 3 hours long, 5 to 10 kilometers. Beginners, busy mum, professional, singles, and it's the issue not of saying that they're okay for those who are not as able as others. It's not about just saying it. It's about saying when it isn't. I had an experience in Thailand. Was in Thailand? Yeah, no, I was in Thailand a couple of years ago, and I told the concierge my ability levels and how much walking was there, and we were through this cave thing, and I was led to believe that you got into boats. I knew that would be a little bit problematic. You then went through these caves. What I didn't know was there was about a 2-kilometre hike through the water once you were in the caves. Problematic. So I came out a real mess. So if it's not suitable for those who are not very able, then say it. Because we don't mind if you say it, if you're upfront about it, say this is just not suitable for wheelchair bound or for those who can't walk, considerable distances. Don't let us try and work it out. So it's more about the gradient levels. Is there lots of steps? I know in Sydney Harbour there's some areas where it's very flat. Then there's other areas where you've got to do a lot of steps, particularly if you're coming up off beaches and that sort of side of things. Trying to improve fitness level, explore, socialise, and make some great friends. This would be a really great social event, a singles event. Looking to get outdoors, begin their healing. Yeah, you really thought very thoroughly about this. Hearty lunch before testing your skills. Reduce the stress. Yep, nice. I probably would like to see. Just wondering how much of that fast booking, fully insured. I'd probably like to see that sort of indicated here to some degree. I would. Yeah, I'd like to see some of that about information put here on the home page. Not all of it, but just some of it in bullet style points. The thing nowadays is so many people are looking on mobiles that we they tend not to want to go to other pages. Experience is amazing as a senior. Yeah, this nice. Really, you're managing to bring quite a lot of emotion out in your copy as well, which I really like. Experience is amazing as a scenery. Handcrafting every soulful hike you will have. I would probably like to see some video. Like, this is really asking, probably I do it over here because you've got the image over there. Probably a video of some people having fun on a hike, lots of laughing and smiles. Just short. This is good. So again, this is a bit lost on the about page. You can tell that's probably, I don't know whether this is probably southern Sydney or maybe northern. I'm not sure. It looks like southern to me. You know, the ocean in the background. Yeah, really love the theory behind this. Want to receive it. It's enough without being too much, without being too little. Book now. What are you using? Ready.com. Raising with the girls. Manly location. Fagan Park. I know Fagan Park. Manly is where I was born. Bondi to Coogee. That's not my area. Ladies only event. Very nice. Thank you very much. Fagan Park, high tea. See, Fagan Park, unless there's a different Fagan Park to the one I'm thinking about, but Fagan Park is up in no, it's maybe not Gardner Manor. No, it's not the Fagan Park I'm thinking about. Oh yes, it is. It's Galston. I didn't realise they had a business, you know, a business where you could eat out there, because they didn't when I used to go out there. But I'm going back 40 years. So that's not Sydney Harbour, so congratulations on looking at other places, because there's a mountain of other places you can go and which are wonderful places that are not on the harbour. Aha. So this is what I was referring to. So this shouldn't really be buried. I would like to see on the homepage that each hike is graded, and you're able to, by looking at individual hikes you're interested in, you're able to learn what level of fitness and or ability you need to have. And so is important things like toilets. Fagan Park looks like it's changed a bit since I used to go there. When I used to go there, I was living at Barara Heights, and it was literally brand new then. It was basically, they took some fencing and fenced it off around a bit of a paddock area and some grass, and that was it. But it was still a nice place. We used to go over there with the dogs. So got it online is there an online booking system that's active? Start booking now. Yep, choose date. Good, nice job. Price, is that all? Single $30. Gee, that's cheap. How long for? 10 a.m. to 6 hours for $30. That seems too cheap. But anyway, that's okay. Bondi to Coogee with the girls. This is women only. Nice. Bush shooting with basic level of fishness. Yep, sounds good. So online booking I really like. What else have we got? Book now, soulful hikes, all hikes and experiences. It seems to be going to the same booking page. Just hikes. Maybe some of these internal pages you might want to look at not having so many. It looks like, without going through all of them, just hikes, soulful private hikes. Private corporate kids definitely have their own areas out, but I'm wondering how this, so maybe call this grazing hikes. So hike and eat or something, or hike and food or something. This is definitely for the foodies. So that didn't come across when I looked here at Soulful Hike Experience. By reform, yep, good job. Like distance, yes, good job. So you're doing a lot of additional things to it, which I really like. This has taken a simple idea and really fleshed it out. Team building, yeah. Hope you charge well for those. Kids' birthday parties. I'd probably look at some of this copy and see if we can make it shorter. So if we're on the mobile site, it's a bit blocky. People just don't like reading that amount of text block, particularly on a mobile. So I would probably get a bit, really bit harsh about really, asking yourself, is every single word there adding something? Does every single word there need to be there? Can I say this in a shorter way? If you're after a little bit more fancy, we can also add some of the belonging. By the time I finished the sentence, my brain sort of wandered off into Never Never Land. Need something more fancy? Think about adding one of these. So shortened down. What's being said in 3 lines can be said in at least sort of only about 1.5. All you need to do is to organise is so organise the birthday cake, return gifts of your choice. The rest we can do. So we murder the English language when it comes to online stuff. Frequently asked questions. Yes, it's good that it needs to be there because some people like to go into the fine print. Yep, I like that statement. Is there an age limit? Well, 18 years and over. I would probably add to that, we welcome anyone 18 years of age. Please ensure that your fitness is suitable for what we're doing. Can I bring my children? Preferably not. How much water should I carry? Do you carry water? 1 litre of water, it's supposed to carry at least 2. Do you offer, I'm sure you carry extra water, or you have a support vehicle. Cancellation policy is always important. Do you cancel the hike if it's raining? Need to make the call of this and whether the rainstorm usually. Yep. Nice job. Gallery. You're using the same image up here. I'd be inclined to vary it a little bit. Like the one on corporate is sort of, I would like more a corporate themed image. It looks like you're using the same header image all the way. It should just be a case of changing the image on various pages. Great photos. So I've got to watch the time because I've got to do something at 1:30. Contact. I just quickly want to have a look at your social media. Be surprised if you don't have a lot of followers on social media. Yep, 1.6k likes. That makes sense. Instagram. And okay, your Instagram page has got a problem. You should also be on TikTok. Are you doing much in the way of reels? Get rid of most of these. You don't need them. November the 22nd. Gee, you got 1.6 lakh followers and you haven't posted since November 2022. You could be doing a lot more on social media. I mean, what you've got here is really fantastic. But you look like you were doing a lot of it and then just tailored off. But what you have been doing here is really good. Okay, so I hope that is helpful. Let me know in your comments if there's any other questions you had.